Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to our live stream. We are Graham and Stephanie Anduri, and we are Sing for Your Lives. And today we are going to talk a bit about some really exciting stuff that we've got in store, and we're going to talk about what really makes a successful career. Because I think there's a lot of people that have one definition of what a successful career can look like and should look like.
Right. I think we were all taught sort of in school and in college, you go into a music degree, you learn that like if you are successful, it means that you are singing at all of the A-level houses at the Met at some point in your career. By the time we're getting close to 40, like it's time. We
Yeah.
we are not successful because we've never sung at the Met, which just
Right. Or
seems
if
silly.
you're aiming for Broadway, like you should have by this age you should have already been done and had your career
Yeah.
and been successful. You should have made it already.
Right.
Or if you're singing in some other genre of music, like you needed to have made it by the time you were 30, and you needed to be doing all of these enormous things and be topping the charts. And that's just not the reality for 99% of singers out there.
That is such a narrow definition of success, and that it's such a limiting definition when we think that that's the only way to be a successful singer. Oh gosh, I can't imagine how much we absorb into our psyches about how much we failed if we don't make it down that path, and so few people do.
Mhm.
But that's not the only successful career path for singers. That's certainly not the only fulfilling one. In
Right.
fact, I would say it's probably less fulfilling for many of the people who experience it because they struggle to have families or
Mm.
homes or stability in any way.
Absolutely. The demands of a performing career where you are constantly on the road and you're just performing, that's all you ever do, that's the dream for many of us. But the actual reality of that is really tough. And a lot of people that we know, friends of ours and colleagues of ours who have gone on that path, who have done that route, end up burning out. Actually, they have a hard time maintaining that. It's a hard life to continue on for a long time. So, what we have found for ourselves and what we help our students to find and what we help our clients to find is a successful, thriving, fulfilling career path that is unique and individualized to what your strengths are and to what your unique life experience and abilities are.
Yes.
So we help you to craft what that could look like in your specific individual case because you're a different person than everybody else. I'm a different person than everybody else. We all have our own paths to trod,
Right.
and we have our own unique things to offer to the world.
Right. We have our own unique experiences, our own unique skill sets. We have students who work with building curriculum for students, and they don't want to let that part of their careers go, but they still want to be teaching and singing and doing all of these things. So we help people use all of their skills to create
Mm-hmm.
some thriving opportunity, some thriving career that can help the world and can help them too.
Yeah, absolutely. And now, more than probably ever before, it's becoming more and more crucial that we as artists, as singers, as really as human beings in the like in a post-pandemic world, it's becoming more and more crucial that we have multiple streams of income, that we have multiple ways of making, paying the bills, making a living, but also not just from a financial standpoint. It's becoming more and more common that we have multiple ways of expressing our talents and our abilities and ourselves, and that we have multiple ways of sharing our talents and sharing our voice with people. And so that's a huge part of what we advocate and of what we help people to figure out how to do.
Yeah. So when we're thinking about having multiple streams of income, I know the first time I heard anybody say that this is something we should aim for as musicians, I was like affronted almost. I was like, how could you suggest that this one professorship that I've got is not going to be enough to sustain me? Or that I should have to do a bunch of side gigs, a bunch of side hustles in order to make enough money to make ends meet. But the reality is that even if you have a doctorate and you are working in a university, you have a full time position, no matter what it is, there is so much more stability in having multiple streams of income. If you lose your single full-time position, then that's
Hmm.
all of your eggs in one
Right.
basket.
And we know plenty of people who that has happened to, that were
Yeah.
tenure track professors
Yeah.
teaching, had been teaching for decades, and all of a sudden their job is just gone.
Yeah, tenure is not the assurance that it used to be, and
Hmm.
having a full-time position at a university is certainly not the assurance it used to be.
No, certainly not. And so not and like I said too, this doesn't just have to be a financial consideration, although
Mm-hmm.
that's a huge part of it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're just doing one thing and your all of your focus is just on that one thing day in and day out for years and years and years, but you have these other lingering passions that you're not feeding, and these lingering talents that you're not feeding, then you're not serving yourself, you're not honoring yourself, and you're not doing the world the best service that you can. You're not offering your best to the people around you.
Right.
So we do things like we perform all the time. We teach private lessons. We have a coaching program. We do workshops. We do presentations.
We do master classes all over the world.
Right, and so we have a number of different avenues through which we can pull income, but also through which we can fulfill our own artistic needs as musicians and as teachers,
Yeah.
as mentors. And it's been extremely fulfilling to figure out all of these different talents that we can capitalize on and combine into one career that has some cohesiveness to it, that has the same guiding principle, the same why behind it.
And it scratches such an amazing artistic itch too, because we're not just singing Puccini or Wagner or Strauss, right? We're able to
Hmm.
dip our toes into singers who are singing music theater and singers who are singing country and singers who are singer-songwriters, and we get to explore all of these different voices and all of these different ways of using our voices to express ourselves. And it's such a joy. There's
Right,
so much fulfillment in being able to really explore what our voices can do.
right.
And when we're locked into just one style that we know well or one project that we're doing, it really limits our ability to express ourselves and to learn how to use our voices in any way we can.
So as as singers and as teachers, versatility is really the key thing there. Like when we've been setting up our own performances, or when we've gotten hired to do performances, a lot of times, unless it's an actual opera that we auditioned for and we get hired and contracted to go sing a specific role on stage, we're usually singing multi-genre things. We're singing anything from pop music to rock music to Celtic music to music theater to you name it. And so that's been such a fun exploration, both artistically and pedagogically and in all different ways. But it also makes you so much more marketable when you have the stylistic versatility to be able to do all those things, because people want you to come sing all kinds of different music, and then they want you to teach them how to sing that music also. So prior to prior to the world shutting down, I was just going back and looking at some of these numbers that we had. We were singing 1 to 2 gigs each per month for several years, up until March of 2020. And then even in 2020, once that happened, we pivoted online, but we still did a whole bunch of
We
stuff.
did. Yeah.
We were still able to maintain a digital performing career, and certainly a digital teaching and presenting and career, where we did all kinds of different things online. We actually were able to expand what we did to what we do now, which has a global reach, which is hard, but it also opened all kinds of new doors. So getting creative with the challenges that come in our path is that's really what this is all about too.
Yeah.
Creating opportunities for yourself rather than just waiting for somebody to hand an opportunity for you. Asking permission to have a career. You're going to be asking a lot, and you're going to get a lot of no's. So if you're sick of getting no's all the time when you're asking permission from somebody else to have a career, then maybe it's time to start thinking about how you can create your own career and make your own
Absolutely.
things happen.
Well, and not just that. I mean, we're not saying that you can't ever perform in an opera. That's silly. We sing operas all the time. We sing musicals. Like, we love being on stage. We love creating characters. We love being in shows. That's a fantastic way to go. But there's so much that you can also do to leverage all of your opportunities and capitalize on those opportunities. So you are inviting the right people to come to your concerts
Mm-hmm.
that you're creating yourself so that people are hearing you in context. And then, there are so many ways to create opportunities for auditions for yourself,
Absolutely.
opportunities to be heard in ways that are so much less daunting than the cattle call. You walk into a room where 85 other singers have just sung your exact same pieces,
Mm.
and you have to just knock it out of the park in this 4-minute segment that you've got.
Yeah, absolutely. So of all of the, within probably, I think I looked up in 15 month in a 15-month period, we had between the two of us, we had almost 30 different performances, and that was our side hustle at the time. We were teaching at a college full time. We had our own private studios. We were giving workshops. We were starting workshops through Sing for Your Lives. We did a TED Talk. We did a CMEA, Colorado Music Educators Association presentation. We were doing all of these different things, but we still were able to fit in about 30 gigs in a 15-month period. And most of those gigs were not gigs that we auditioned for. And if they were things that we set up the audition
Yeah.
to do it. We haven't done a cattle call audition, a traditional like fly to New York and do that kind of an audition for probably 10 years now.
Oh, I bet more. Yeah.
And so that's a huge part of what we really love teaching people how to do is figuring out how to create your own concerts, your own performance opportunities, but then also figuring out how to create your own audition opportunities that set you up for a much higher rate of success, that sets you up for a much more singer centric experience than those traditional cattle call auditions are. They're not designed for the singer to be successful. They're designed to be efficient for the people who are listening to those auditions, but they're no fun at all. Like
No.
they're terrible. They're terrible from the singer's perspective.
Yeah.
They're just not set up
Very daunting.
in a good way.
If you haven't done one, you should do one at some point so that you know what everyone is always talking about, but then you should stop doing them because they are awful. And then just leveraging your skills and your experience. Oh my gosh, guys, we have so many. We are all multifaceted beings, right? We all have multiple passions, multiple skill sets, things that we did when we were younger that we wish we could get back to doing, but now we've got to do this other thing because it's what pays the bills. And we can use all of that. We can create there is a niche for every business out there, right? There is a niche who needs your exact skill set, and once you build it, they will come, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So maybe you're a good, like, one of my skill sets that I leverage all the time for stuff is being able to build things. I was in construction for years when I was a teenager and in my 20s. And then that's really served me well to build sets for shows. And so I've gotten hired to build sets for professional companies for shows. I ended up building sets as an opera director myself. And then, learning how to be an administrator, learning how to do things administratively helped me to have a job at a university. But now it's helped me to have my own business as well, to do what we do these days. And so whatever like non-musical skills that you have that you think are not at all applicable to your career as a singer, let's think again and see what we can find that you can take what you know how to do, what you're good at doing, and maybe what you're really passionate about doing that may have nothing to do with music at all, or it may have everything to do with music. And let's figure out how we can help you to get something going. How you can create your own unique, individualized career that helps you to thrive, that allows you to thrive, to find your version of success that is not just the one path that everybody paints for you.
Really, it's about building your life without asking other people's permission.
Mm-hmm.
It's about building the kind of life that you want to live that will allow you to thrive in joy and in excitement and to feel fulfilled without asking society whether or not you're allowed to do the things that you love
Absolutely.
to do. You are allowed to do them.
And thriving, not just surviving,
Yeah.
right? And it's about doing what you love to do, doing what you're really good at doing things that help the world, that help other people, that are fulfilling to you, and then the things that you can make money doing and that you get paid well to do. So when those things all converge, that's how you know you found your purpose, right? That's how you know that you're doing the right thing, that you're in the right groove. And so if you're searching for that kind of a thing, if you have a lot of different irons in the fire, you're not really sure how to tie them all together, you're not really sure why you're doing what you're doing, or if you should continue on this path, or if you could be successful, um, let us know and let's see what we can do to help you out, because that's what we do. That's what we
Yeah.
love doing.
Mm-hmm.
And so we just announced that we have some new news and some exciting stuff in the works for everybody. We just posted an announcement in the group, in our Transformative Singers group this morning, and so we've been doing some coaching programs for a little while now, and we've been working to refine and improve and make this offering better for everybody. And so essentially what we've got now is something that does all of these things. It helps you to find what your multiple streams of income could be by leveraging your unique sets of skills and passions and abilities, to help you create opportunities for performing, for teaching, for auditioning, and tying all of that together with a cohesive sense of why you do what you do, something that motivates you through all, the tough times, the good times, and that helps you to operate at a higher level. So we have a program that is designed to do exactly that, and it's custom tailored to each person that comes into it, so that you can find what success and fulfillment and a thriving career looks like for you, and we help guide you through that and help you find this, develop the skills that you need to do that, but also leverage the skills that you already have that you may not know how to fully leverage, and how to put them in place to do what you really want to do.
Yeah.
So if you are interested in learning what that might look like for you, let us know. Leave a comment on that post, or just shoot us a private message. Shoot us an email.
Either one of us, we're so happy to respond.
Mm-hmm. And let's set up a conversation and see what we can do for you. See what we can get you doing to find a career, find a lifestyle that is individualized for you to find success and fulfillment and to thrive rather than just survive.
Yeah.
So,
thanks so much, guys, for tuning in, and we look forward to working with you.
all right, take care.